How are you?
I'm good. So, I guess this evening we're going to talk about our whys. And I think that we always do a lot of talking and you kind of know our whys, but I think we would love to kind of share and really get to know your whys, because when you know your why, that's like your anchor. That's going to be your drive, that why power. And I believe that when you just think of an onion, a whole onion, and it has peels. And when we ask somebody, oh, so hey, why do you want to do 31? Or why? Oh, I like the bags. I think they're pretty. Blah blah blah. But kind of deep down, if you start peeling them layers, you get to really the root of the why, and that takes time. That takes building a relationship, a trust, and getting to know the girls that you sponsor more. It becomes more real, because you can share your why and they can share their why. But then when you kind of start asking them questions, it makes it more more genuine. And my why is financial freedom for my family and I. And I made this in 2016, and it said my why 2016, and just different things. I have a lady there, see, she's got white teeth because I want to have my teeth whitened. And family time. I love spending time with my family, and sometimes we like to go out for ice cream or camping trips. Well, those cost money, whether it's just a simple ice cream or going on a camping trip, I have to provide that. So again, little things. Cruise. I love to go on a cruise. Ka-ching, I want to save for college for my daughters. The one is in college and one isn't. Zero debt. We all want to be debt free, because that is it's like just a pressure relief off of everybody. Saving money. Well, it's kind of hard when you're spending it, but again, this is just kind of I made this with my team. We cut together one time it was a simple little idolatry, and I brought some magazines and we cut it out. But I actually have it hanging in my office. It's a visual. I can see it. When I'm at my parties, I have a little thing and it says my why, and it's a picture of my family, and I have it right there on my table. I always put it out. So when sometimes people actually don't know what a why is, and it doesn't have to be with our 31 business. It can be with anything in life. What are we going after? Something that we want to achieve that means so much to us. So tonight we are actually going to go, we're going to take turns, and we're going to have I want you guys to unmute yourself. We're going to share, we're going to talk, and we're going to kind of get to know each other more personal, because we work together weekly, and I think it's kind of nice that we kind of have that more open dialogue with one another. So anyway, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 40, and if you guys can pick a number, and whoever picks that correct number, we're going to start. Oh, I see 31. Rhonda, you got it.
How did everybody not type 31 as a number between 0 and 40?
Because we didn't want to go first, Rhonda.
Oh, is that what oh, see? No, I meant 3, and my finger just skipped. Oh, you fell right into it. I did fall right into it, didn't I? And I was so quick to type it, too.
I always play that at my shows. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to play a little game. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 40, and I'll be there like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm wearing a 31 shirt. My tablecloth says 31. And they're like, 4, 10. I'm like, oh my gosh, ladies. And it's just kind of breaks the ice at my parties, and it's a lot of fun.
I think that's a great idea. I might have to remember that for my next
yeah,
party, which is tomorrow night.
It is.
Awesome. My why has changed a lot in the last 18 months, and I've only been with 31 since November of 15. So I'm still fairly new, I think, in comparison to most of people on this call. I started out to be that girl that, after it took 3 years of Rachel even getting me to have a party. But once I finally said yes and enrolled, it was mainly just, I wasn't going to be a leader. I wanted to get my nails done. I wanted to make some extra money for some of the fun things, treat my grandkids to stuff, and that's what my why was. And then during my start swell, someone at a party when we were playing Ask Me Anything and giving out tickets, and we were actually talking about this at our Better Together this weekend. She just kept asking all these questions, and she was the first person to sign up on my team, and I was still in my start swell. And so then my why switched a little bit, but not too much in the very beginning. I still just wanted to make some extra money, and I still was telling Rachel, I don't want to have a team. I don't even know how to do this. I'm really too busy for this. This isn't what I want to do. And I certainly wasn't thinking of promoting to director. We go fast forward to now, and I think there's 19, maybe 20 in my total downline.
Wow.
3 of my girls are recruiting, which is wonderful. I was looking to see if Janelle was on the call. She's usually on the call. Janelle promoted to senior consultant and was so thrilled when she got her phone call from home office this morning.
Oh, congratulations. That's so awesome.
I know. I was thrilled. And she has 3 other people that she's working on getting qualified, so then she will be able to promote, and she'll be my first director to promote out.
That's awesome.
So for somebody who actually didn't want to do anything with leadership, my why has changed now to really wanting to support these ladies that have had faith in me to join me on this journey, and really just do the things that I can do to support them in their journeys now, whether it be different trainings or giving them ideas or just really pouring into them. And, my wacky, crazy, scary goal is to promote out to senior director in this next fiscal year.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, it's a little scary because I'm still working a full-time job. So, trying to do this as my, part-time fun job, which is turning into 2 full-time jobs, gets a little nutty crazy sometimes, especially from my family, but they're super supportive in knowing what I'm doing and helping other ladies. So
that's awesome. I think it's important too. I mean, when you get to the point of it's not about you, it's about them. And it's such a fulfilling feeling when one of your consultants calls you and says, hey, you know what? I just want to thank you so much for, offering me that and seeing qualities in me I didn't see and believing in me, because I was able to, buy my kids school supplies. Like those little things, that's not about the 31 bag. That's you're giving a gift to somebody, and look at how it's changing.
And I will say to that point, and I don't want to monopolize any more time, but I have a young woman on my team who is a single mom, and she called me after she received her first commission check to tell me how excited she was that for the first time she didn't have to ask her parents to help her make her bills for the month. And and I cried, and I thought, that's why I'm doing this. This is somebody who would have probably never made this step, can't work outside of the home, for some other issues, and she's able to pay her bills now and have that extra fun money.
And you made that happen. Like you offered it and she accepted it, and now look, like, congratulations. And your why will change. And now that you have recognized it and now you are going forward with it in so many ways, kudos to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's awesome. Okay, who's next to share? Alrighty, I think I'm just going to call on somebody then. Who should I call on?
Krista's unmuted.
How did I know that was going to happen?
You looked like you were avoiding looking right at me. I'm
Come on, Krista.
Okay. I'll try to make it short. It's been a long time since I've had to actually practice my commercial, so this is my practice. I joined in January 2012, and my why has changed over the years. It's still mostly financial. I joined to get out of debt, but a lot of it has changed. I've discovered in the last 5 years that I love my job at the school as a para, but it really would not break my heart to not ever have to do it again and do 31 full time. So that's really what I want. I mean, I love the school. I love the kids. There's getting to be too many politics going on, and it's an elementary school, for crying out loud. So, I want to keep doing this. I like what I'm doing. I love sharing it. I love doing the parties, no matter how big or how small. And it's still, like I said, it's still financial, but I like getting out of my house. I like taking, even if it's a 30-minute live auction, or, I'm doing a Facebook party or something like that. It's still time where I can go, okay, I'm taking a time out and not worry about whatever is happening in my day. So as Andrea knows, in 2012 when I joined, it was January 2012. So you have all these Christmas bills that come in, and you're like, oh my God, what the heck did I do last month? And why did I do this? And my husband and I both had surgery in 2011. And, so we're kind of bouncing back from that. He was only getting 60% of his check while he was on disability for his leg. It was just a struggle. My hours were getting cut at work. I was doing latchkey instead of my normal 35 hours, which is, 23 hours. So that was very difficult. So I did it to get out of debt. And it's funny, I wish Jen was on the call tonight. Jen had asked me forever if I wanted to join. I always bought something at every sale she had, outlet sale going on, or any special thing that she had, I bought. I had a party with her, right, pretty much one of the first parties that she ever did. And I liked everything. And so it was a way to support my 31 habit and to get out of debt. And I started out pretty good with selling, and it took me a while to build a team. And then in 2014 or 14, I promoted to director, and I loved it. I loved being a director. I loved being in leadership. And then things like It Works came along, and LuLaRoe came along, and all my girls were disappearing and going off and doing one of those things, thinking it was the next best thing. And I lost my director title, unfortunately, and I just am very hungry to get it back. I just need to recruit more and party consistently, and it's in the bag.
Well, I feel that, first of all, I love how your why, it changes, and you realized it, and you didn't let, losing your title stop you from going forward. And with being in the school system, it's a gift because you are a para, and It's great. You have that gift. However, you're capped off. You're never going to get any higher than you are.
Right.
And with this business, you have the opportunity to go as much as you want. Like I always say, you can do anything you want to do as long as you put your mind to it and your heart is in it and you are on the right path. You have to find the company that suits you. And once you find it, just stick with it and just roll with it, because that is, you're going to shine through it all. So I love it. I love your why. I love sharing. I loved you opening your heart, and it's so authentic, because we get to know you more authentically, everybody in this, because we're all here every Tuesday, but really we don't really know each other's whole why. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sharing.
Krista, I just wanted to tell you, there are peaks and valleys in this business. And when did you start?
When did I start with 31? In 2012, in January.
Okay. So you've been with 31 for quite some time. Mm-hmm. And those of us that have been, we've seen, raise your hands if you're on here and it doesn't matter if you're a leader or not, but if you've had someone under you and they've jumped ship because they've joined in the newest shiny direct sales business. Okay. Well, I tried something else too, but I didn't stop doing my 31. I was worried I was losing my passion. And I wanted to see if this was still for me. Like I started to question things. It wasn't my why. It was actually because I was seeing, Krista, like all this things dwindling and falling apart, like within my team. So I panicked. Mm-hmm. So we have to remember that and one of my coaches that a coach I paid told me, there's always going to be those girls that are chasing the newest, shiniest thing because they think they're going to get somewhere. Mm-hmm. Those aren't the girls that are going to be working it. You got where you are, and you'll get back to where you want to be by working and being consistent, and you're still here. Don't give up. And I was telling Jen this the other week, don't ever compare yourself either, because we're all in our own journey and have our own things going on in our lives. So if you did it once, you can do it again and then some, because I think that 31's in a great place right now. And even though that, it is summer, I still see a lot of wonderful things happening. So keep at it. Don't get down, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, totally. And it's like true. I've had a lot of leaders and I lost a lot of leaders, and I'm still here. I'm not quitting. I'm not a quitter, and you raise them, like you raise these leaders. And then when you see them like go, and then you're like, oh, well, you seen something in me, Andrea, that nobody's seen, and now I'm ready. And I'm like, ready? Like, what do you mean? And it's heartbreaking. It's tough, but you can't let it stop you. Just think, I always say there's 52 cards in a deck. There's 4 aces and there's 2 jokers, and there's a lot of cards in between. So you just have to keep plugging away and look for those aces, because you'll get them and they'll be just like you.
It does get frustrating. I always tell the girls, I know it can be very frustrating, especially if you're not getting there as quickly as you feel like you should be for the effort that you're putting forth. But it does happen. And as soon as you think you're going to quit or stop trying, it's that next hurdle that you get over. So just keep at it.
Yep. Slow and steady win the race. Consistency, and don't compare. That's the root of all evil. You are in your own race. Mm-hmm. All righty. Who else would like to share? Leslie, Tabitha, Alyssa, Deanna, number 315-600-6018.
Whatever's on the phone besides that Tabitha, there's not a name showing. So if you want to unmute, and if you're not sure, we can. Rachel, can you unmute a phone?
I can if she wants to be unmuted. I'll unmute it. Oh, maybe that's Leslie. Hi,
Leslie.
Hey.
Hi, Leslie.
I don't know where I'm at on here, but
You're here.
I don't see me, but I see everybody else.
I see something's in the way of your camera, maybe.
I see it gray.
I hear you. Oh, wait,
there you are.
Oh, there you are.
Post-it note.
That's it. I do that too sometimes because I'll be like afraid that they can see me, and I'm like, my hair's like everywhere. I'm like, oh no.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I'm just so used to having it there. So hi everybody. I am
Hi, Leslie.
super new. I just started in, I don't know, May, I think.
And you're rocking
Welcome.
Thank you. So I don't even, it's all a blur. I don't even know if I have a lot yet, but I am, I has started my very first direct sales with LuLaRoe, and I started that in February of this year. I never heard of LuLaRoe till December, and then just kind of fell in love with it and jumped on ship, and never thought I would be doing any type of direct selling at all, let alone now having 2 companies. But Joy had approached me because I was buying a lot of things as giveaways for my LuLaRoe business and trying to get it going and putting, leggings and baskets and all this stuff. And I was like, I really like this. And she was like, you really should think about it. And I'm like, no, there's no possible way I could do that. And so then one day she said, do you realize? And it was, I forget, after the outlet sale, I had ordered a bunch of stuff from that, and then I was getting ready to place another order, and she's like, you do realize that you would have your kit like paid for with the commission from your order. And I'm like, well, no, I guess if you put it that way, okay. So I just said, what the heck? And I'm loving every minute of it. And I was supposed to go to the LuLaRoe convention in July, which is the same weekend as the 31 convention. And some things happened, and we had some family things that we need to attend to. So I was able to cancel that one, and I'm going to get to go to the 31. So I'm super excited that I get to go.
That works out perfect, right?
So it's it's Ohio versus California. So it's super close, and it works with our schedules and financially. And so just a little bit about me, but this is all really out of my comfort zone. Never thought
You're doing great, Leslie. You're doing great, and you have that fashion. So you're mixing the LuLaRoe and your 31s, like outfits, like accessories and outfits. Is that what you're doing then?
Kind of, sort of, but I have to kind of keep them separate, so I can't really do them together. So I have 2 separate groups, and I think what's nice about it too is if I go someplace that's LuLaRoe and then they already have a 31 person, but it's still good to, like last week I went to something for 31 and I got to meet a lot of people. So it's just getting to mingle and kind of getting out there.
Like networking.
But a lot of the people in my LuLaRoe group want to join my 31 group. So it's, it's helping me with, getting people who are interested. And I'm excited. I love it. I'm ordering way too much, probably.
You're probably best customer.
Exactly. But yeah, if anyone ever doesn't want the monthly special, I nab it up. And then I have a couple vendor events that I'm signed up for. And I think I apologize, I can't remember the names, but someone mentioned a 30-minute live auction, and I didn't know what that was. Can you go live on Facebook and sell stuff, or?
Oh, I did. Do you want me to? Can I explain it, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Just in short, I learned about it from my director, the Facebook auction. And, Facebook parties really, they're hit or miss, and I came, my director gave me this script and said, I've just recently done it and it is pure gold. And I've tried it, and it actually works. It's more interactive than a Facebook party. And I mean, the only difference is, like I said, it's pretty interactive, but you are asking questions to people, like kind of open-ended questions. You're asking them, for $5 bag bucks, $10 in bag bucks, and you're asking questions like, if you got this, what thermal would you buy? Because thermals are the special now, so we'll say thermals. What thermal would you get that's half off this month, and how would you personalize it? And it's just an interactive thing. And the bag bucks are like points. It's not real money, but the bag bucks total up, and they use that money, that fake money, to bid on what you have. And the idea is people are going to order before the night of the auction. And so, I mean, you're going to have a couple $100 before you start the auction, and just look at it as using your commissions towards the items that you're auctioning off. And I don't break the bank with it or anything. I do, free personalization on an item. I do a nail file, a key fob. I do like a cute case, or the tray or something like that. I just have like 4 or 5 items depending on the size of the party. And it's a lot of fun, because these girls are it's fake money, but they get so into bidding and outbidding each other. And you only do it for like 3 minutes, and they get so into it and so competitive with this fake money. It's kind of funny, actually. But what I can do is I can send that script to you.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a lot of interaction, too, going on with that, too, as well.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Mm.
So, Krista, how long does it go on? You said they ordered like before the auction starts. So is it like a 2-day event? Or
I actually have 2 going on right now.
Oh, wow.
I have one, the auction is Thursday, and I set that up about a week ago, and I just have posts at least one a day, if not more. Post my party. Thank God for that, because I would be going nuts if I didn't have that. But I set up my party or Facebook auction and post my party, and I have all of my graphics and all the wording and everything that I want to use, and I have it set up. So I go for let's say about a week or so, and then we have the auction. But I encourage them to buy before, or order, before the party. And they all they're having fun with, I'm showing them, what would you do with it? Where would you put this? What would you do with this? Things like that. Get them all talking, getting them, to say, oh, I would put it here. Oh, I would do this. And then people are bouncing ideas off of each other that way.
I love it. I like trying new things. It's fun,
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
And that's what you want to do. It's good to it's good to try different things, because what might work for me might not work for you. But if something's not working, you want to try something different. You always want to have like food, try different things. Or like when you pray, if you keep praying about the same thing and it's not happening, you got to pray different. So who's up?
Tabitha has an interesting story. She might not be able to mute herself. She says, I don't know if you guys can see in the chat box or not. Tabitha signed under me a couple years ago. She says, my why was to get my daughter to Disney World, but now my why is to help my family financially. And last year was a tough year for me personally. Tabitha, I'm not sure if you want to tell them your personal side. I don't want to just discuss it. If you're okay with it, if you can't unmute yourself and you want me to, you can put in the comments below.
I just unmuted you, Tabitha, if you feel like sharing a little bit. She said go ahead. She unmuted you, Tabitha. Do you want to do it? Maybe her microphone's not working or something.
Okay.
That's possible too.
Mm.
Well, Tabitha, our daughters went to preschool together, and that's how Tabitha and I met. I did a fundraiser for the preschool, and anyone that booked from the fundraiser, I gave 10% of their party sales to, so it was like I kept giving. So she hosted, and then I asked her to sign up, and she told me no. And then she gave me some book orders, and I asked her to sign up, and she said no. But Tabitha did finally join, and she was does wonderful, doing great. And something unexpected happened. I remember it was right before school was out last year, because we were making plans to get the kids together. Or no, for us to get together before the kids got out of school. That was the deal, because we knew they were going to be out of school, and she worked nights. So I called, and her her older daughter answered the phone. I wasn't expecting this, and told me that Tabitha was in intensive care and had an aneurysm, and having emergency surgery. She had a brain aneurysm. So I just didn't even know what to say. And then she said something to me about Tabitha having 31 orders. I just was like, what? Don't even worry about 31 orders. I was having a hard time. The next day she was in Columbus. We're like a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half from Columbus, to see her. Unexpected about what I was gonna walk in and see, and sitting up, and she said, my hair's a mess. And I was looking at her. I said, did you have surgery, like emergency surgery last night? She's like, yeah. And I go, well, you look pretty good. She goes, well, I was expecting her head all bandaged, and now they go up through your groin, to do an aneurysm repair in the brain. So that's why she had such a bad headache. While she was in intensive care, I called 31 for her, because she had all these parties to submit, and stuff that was going on. She had a lot going on. That girl submitted parties from her bed, and
wow.
critical care unit. After her brain aneurysm impairment, she was in there for Tabitha, I can't remember off the top of my head how long you were in there, but she blew my mind. And there was another girl on our team that had cancer, and they were like the top sale girls. I'm thinking she was in there for 15 days, so nothing was holding these ladies back. And I'm thinking, when we would think they'd be at their weakest, they were their strongest. Well, she's strong now, but it just blew my mind, how amazing that she was so determined to get these parties. I kept saying to her, and I called 31, and they were waving, they were okay with, giving, fixing her special prices or dealing with the customers after all this was, whatever we needed to do, they would do, because they're a wonderful company. So Tabitha has been in that part of her business right now, to where she's kind of needs to get out of her circle. And things have slowed down, and she's frustrated. I feel her frustration. So I kept asking her to go to conference, and she didn't go. This year, I said, hey, I think this is the time where you really need to go. You need that little, it's going to help you tremendously. Krista's shaking her head, yes. So Tabitha is registered to go to conference now for her first time. So I'm excited, and she's really excited. to go. So, do you want to add anything, Tabitha?
I actually just pulled this out, and it says, believe in yourself and you will be unstoppable. And she definitely sounds like she is unstoppable. Wow, what a story. I love it. And I love how you know everything about that. I mean, what a leader you are to be there for her. Like, kudos to you both. I mean, that is such a beautiful relationship. And that's what right there 31 is all about. I mean,
and 31 brought us closer together. I mean, we knew each other like from dropping our daughters off in the preschool, but now Tabitha, we do things together. She's the other day I said something like, I'm outside. She's talking about registering for conference. I'll get to where she just dropped by the house.
yeah.
So I mean, it's just
That's
those
awesome.
kind of
That's
she's
so
gonna
nice.
get there. She's
What
trying
a story. What a testimony.
Yeah.
That's great. That's like a conference story right there.
Yes, I think
That's like a Better Together meeting, like you see on the screen. I love it.
She got to meet Ham at one of our Better Together meetings.
Yay!
Aw, that's awesome. Thank you. And you did a great job, Lori. You're a good advocate.
Thank you. But like, you're saying in our team and these ladies, it's more than a bag. My team drives me. So if my team's struggling, it affects me. Or if they're down, it's just I think as leaders, you get these relationships with your team members, and you it empowers you even more when you see them, getting through their struggles and hanging in there and seeing them succeed. And it's just it
makes it more personal, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, I have so many friends, but my 31 sisters are my close friends, that to me, because it's my business, but it's also the friendships, and it's all about that relationship. And then when you know them, their whys and everything, that everybody has the valleys, the ups and downs, and it just makes it more comforting when you can be there for that person. It's awesome. So we have Deanna and Alyssa, would you like to share? And then we have 315-600-6018.
I think that was Leslie. Right, Leslie? Was that you?
I don't know.
No, Leslie's on her computer.
Oh.
I think I'm on here twice.
Yeah, I think she's on there twice.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think when I pressed unmute on the phone number, it unmuted her. So that's her somehow.
Yeah.
Alyssa, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Are we just sharing like our why?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I moved. I was moving. I basically quit my job and moved to Plattsburgh to be with my boyfriend out here.
I'm having trouble hearing you somehow.
Oh no.
Can you hear us?
I can't hear you. Does anybody know sign language?
Can you up maybe?
We could hear her.
Oh. I can't hear you. I think she's trying to type. Too bad we all don't know sign language.
I was just thinking that. Oh, now she's not there.
Oh.
Maybe she'll call in.
Yeah, maybe.
How about Deanna?
Can you hear me now?
There she is.
Okay. That was really rude.
Hey, how's everybody doing? This is a time for All right, Rachel, who was talking, Alyssa or Deanna?
Well, we couldn't hear Alyssa. Alyssa, you want to try to talk again?
Sure.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what happened. I have no idea.
Okay, well, we can hear you perfectly now.
Okay. So I was moving. I moved to Plattsburgh, was March, and I basically, quit my job because I finally got a job out here in Plattsburgh. Moved from Potsdam to be with my boyfriend out here. And in the process, I realized, the only way I was going to be able to do that was by taking a huge pay cut. But I figured it'd be worth it. I'd be out here with him, and that's really ultimately what I wanted. So after about a month at my new job, I kind of realized that I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any hobbies that I could really continue out here. And it was just that kind of the time where I needed to do something to change, to keep that, to fill that void, I guess. And that's when I was talking to my mom, and we were talking about, I should get some 31 stuff for my new apartment. So I ordered some stuff, and Rachel got a hold of me and kind of mentioned just slightly what the whole experience is about and if I would be interested in becoming a consultant. And so I had never really thought about it before and kind of took her up on it. We talked a couple of times, and I got to understand a little bit more of what it is and how it can help Dustin and I, especially when we're at the time in our life where, we're wanting to start a family and buy a house and all of those things that are pretty expensive. So it was pretty cool at that time in my life where, 31 was here, and I've been with 31 for just a few months. So that was this year. So I'm just kind of getting used to everything and hearing about how other people run their business and taking that all kind of keeping it in mind while I'm in the process of just starting out with everything.
That's awesome. And you have big goals too, Alyssa, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want it to become like a second source of income from my own full-time job, where I work as a loan specialist. So I'm just kind of looking to kind of grow it into something where it's bigger than what it is now for me.
And you just never know where it can go, and that's the fun part, like a lot of us started out as, say, kit snatchers or just a hobbyist or our best customers. And again, this is the type of business where when you realize, wow, if I just have one extra party, I could pay for this, or wait a minute. And all of a sudden, and then your why, that's why I say your why always changes. I have so many different why boards for the last 7 years. I do one every year. But that's why your root, your why is your anchor. That is the root. That is your drive. And when you really diagnose that, like you are doing, it's just going to prosper into so much more. So it's awesome. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for calling back.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Deanna, it's on you.
Hi.
Hello. How are you, girl?
I'm good. Sorry, I was distracted. My husband decided that he was going to trim the rose bushes right now.
Oh.
Oh, okay, that's done. But my as of May 18th, I have been with 31 for 3 years. I promoted as director in December. I think my current dining count is 26 at the moment. I'm pretty excited about that. I have several that are starting to recruit girls, and then they're recruit girls. So that's one thing getting a hand quickly, but growing exponentially. I have I as a hobby. We're attempting to purchase our home, and we wanted a 7-acre property, and that was a foreclosure. And it took a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears to get that property. In the process, I discovered that my 31 bag was very useful in carrying around everything that the loan officer would suddenly call and need the last 9 years worth of pay stubs, or insurance for that, or bank statements from 47 years ago. So I would have all that stuff with me in my handy dandy 31 show, and I was having all these book parties about 6 months apart. And it never really occurred to me until someone I worked with said, why should you selling this stuff? Because I'm pretty sure already. So I went ahead and joined, and then after a little while, I had the, is it still muffled?
It's pretty muffled, but we can kind of make out what you're hearing. Like what?
Yeah, I can understand. It's just I have to really pay attention. So you got my attention, my friends.
Yes, we're paying very close attention.
You notice how our eyes, I'm watching Lori. She's like that, and I'm like, okay, yep, I got it. So we're okay.
Well, yeah, I heard you say that you were buying a house and it was a foreclosure and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I started at that time, I was working an hour away from where we were buying our house. However, I didn't want to work away from our house. I decided that I would prefer to work closer to home. However, by working closer to home, that meant that I would have to take a pretty, 1 second. I'm going to see if my phone does any better. About now.
She's going to try her phone instead, she said.
Yep.
Oh,
perfect.
Oh, hi.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Better?
Yes.
Okay. So I decided to work closer to home versus an hour away. However, that took a pretty substantial pay cut. So what was my hobby to earn extra money to help do stuff around the house has now become basically my card payment and other bills. So it's less of a hobby now and more of an important part of the financial situation. So growing a team helped with that, and deciding to go for leadership and earning various incentives that go along with that. I was attempting but very excited to earn LIT. That was a big goal of mine. And then I sat down one day and decided, well, now I'm going to try for 4K because that's the one other goal that I've never attempted before. So I managed to pull off 4K for this next round. So I did it. I'm not sure how I did it. I don't remember the month of May at all trying to do it. I managed to miss the deadline to register for LIT. I managed to miss the registration for getting the Director Promotion Award. And they called me and said, do you still want to go on LIT? Which I'm glad they did, because otherwise I didn't realize that it was only like a certain window of time to register for that. So as much as I'm excited for earning the trip, it was one of those things that it took a lot to make it happen with my day-to-day and going to work and keeping on top of hostesses. And I typically have 4 to 6 parties in a month, and in May I had 9. So it was one of those scrounging for every bit of everything I could possibly pull together to make that happen. So yeah, one day at a time. My why, I guess, would say, like, down in a nutshell, would be bills. Bills are important. My goal is to make this primary, but I really like what I do, so I don't know that I would quit doing my day job. So we'll see.
Deanna is a leader or director under my director, And I've got to watch Deanna just go great. I mean, she would say, well, how do you recruit? I remember when I sometimes would like copy and paste some of these, but I don't think I have, or I'll have to go back. And she would consistently get on team calls. She was always getting in on trainings, always on this, always, I mean, she's always working it, no matter, like, you see her doing the actions, and it was wonderful to see her get and transition. And I mean, she is just really taken off. I mean, her team is growing. I mean, it's nice to sit back and watch her reap the benefits from her consistent actions and her hard work that she has. This didn't happen overnight. I mean, she's just been consistently working, and very well deserved as to what she has. And I kept saying, I know you're going to get that trip, and it's hard for us we can't see another leaders tracker, or if they're earning it. So I would be back there trying to calculate her numbers, but not so on Becky's toes. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're just so close. I know she's like, you think I can get it? I'm like, yeah, you can get that trip. I mean, her numbers were just awesome, and she's done such a great job, and I'm so proud of her, and I can't wait to watch her cross stage.
I actually got to meet you in person at Leadership University,
and I heard about that. She was
she's like, I knew she was an overachiever. She sat right in the front. She had everything right there, front row, and asking questions and participating. And it's like, I love that quality, because you're your own person and you're not competing against anybody else. You're curious. You want to find out. And that's why you are unstoppable, and you can do anything you want to do. And you know what? You don't have the pressure of, hey, whatever turns out, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to run with it, and you're going to do great. And I really appreciate you sharing your why. And thank you so much. Mm-hmm. So we totally went over tonight. It's like almost like 9:30. Let's do it 9 to 31. No, 9:31. Everything to me is 31. But if you don't know your why, I really want you to work on your why. You ladies all know your why. And again, sharing it with everybody that you know, and talking about it. And it's just such a connection that you're going to have with, and then when you sponsor girls, get to know their why, write it down in a notebook. There's sheets that you can get on TOT. Do like a little interview process and go back to it, because it's going to change. But really, or getting together with a few girls and making some why boards. Those are fun. Again, those little exercises.
It's fun to watch their why change and watch them grow. As we all start out differently, and our whys change, and it's nice, to watch that or be part of that.
Yeah.
And you just it's like, oh, they believe it. They see they can make a car payment. This is consistent income they can count on. But that does get a little scary at the same time, because then you become dependent on your paycheck that used to be just like, I think I want some new boots, or I think I want little weekend trip. So it's your own pace, and it can be whatever you want it to be, because it's yours.
That's right. And so remember, believe in yourself, and you will be unstoppable. I have this hanging in my mirror in my bathroom. I see this. I'm all about positive energy, positive affirmations, whatever you say to yourself, whatever you surround yourself by. Again, I know I'm off track, because that's how I am. I couldn't leave tonight without being off track, okay? So
I was so excited to see you, Andrea, and the other two leaders from LU in the Better Together video.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Not all meetings have been held.
No, they were in the video. It was really exciting. I said, I know when that was filmed.
Yeah, I know, by our clothes. Oh, yep. Well, it was such an honor, and I was really happy.
You wanted that to be perfect, Andrea. And I'm sure it was.
Again, it was authentic. It's just me sharing my heart. Oh, it's 9:31. Okay, so listen, you guys are awesome. We love you all. We appreciate you taking the time this evening to be on this call. And until next Tuesday, just follow your heart and all you do. Be you, and just share your love and passion and purpose with all you meet. And go for it.
Woohoo! Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.